Hey there folks, welcome to the exercise of the month for Conan Fitness. This month we are looking at the windmill, an exercise done for kind of like all over body, particularly throughout the midsection, obliques, core, but really it is an all over body exercise including legs and arms. A lot of stabilisation needed. We'll show you a couple of variations on how to do it, a couple of tips to get the most out of it. So let's have a review of the windmill.
The windmill essentially looks like this. We're flicking a kettlebell or weight overhead, holding it as vertically as possible while squatting down and touching the ground with the opposite hand. Now the way to perform it correctly is our starting position is simply setting up with the kettlebell or dumbbell between the legs and watching this in slow motion. It just starts by flicking the weight or swinging it overhead so the weight is as vertical as possible while squatting down and touching the ground with the opposite arm, and then lowering the weight. The main part is the control or stabilization of the weight, keeping it totally vertical. Otherwise you'll flick it and it'll go straight, way over the head, throw you completely off balance. So the shoulder joint needs to be supported, the lower back needs to be supported with the strength around the spine, pelvis. That oblique area becomes very important. A lot of core work is used to stabilize the body while performing the motion. You notice the amount of control needed in stabilizing that weight vertically overhead. That's where it becomes important. You see here, this is the squatting version. From here you can take it up a notch and use a barbell trying to do a static version, or this is where we're just holding the barbell, which takes even more stabilization, more control, and just holding it directly overhead, looking at the weight, keeping it vertical while doing the squatting motion, touching the opposite hand towards the ground. Again, control being the most important thing. Finally, the stiff leg or windmill version. This is the typical windmill version of the windmill. We're actually pivoting purely from the pelvis and around the spine area there. We notice the legs are straight. So this takes even more control and more stability, and I wouldn't perform it without the correct shoulder strength, stabilization, and same as the stabilization or strength around the core, oblique and pelvis area. But there you have it folks, the windmill. Have fun with it. All the best.